channel. Long time no see. I mean, actually it was a long time for me, but it wasn't a long time for you guys because I've been posting videos, but those were filmed a long time ago. So now after a very long time, so to say, because the last video that I filmed was during my vacation when I was in the United Arab Emirates. And now that I'm back, I haven't filmed any videos since. Guys, I have to take a second to, take a picture of this, guys, because it's too beautiful. This is actually me taking a walk with other people. Like, hold on, I'm listening to you. I'll continue talking or something like that because I have to take a picture of the cloud. So cute. I'll share it with you. Okay, anyway, let's continue. So, in today's video, I am going to read your poetry because to be very honest with you, I really like doing it. And from time to time when I realize that I haven't done that for a long time or for even a period of time, I'm like, I really miss reading my followers, my friends, poems and commenting on those. And also one thing is that I felt really bad that I was reading your poetry in front of the sunset but didn't get the kind of opportunity to also comment on those, because to be very honest with you, I was really afraid to miss the whole sunset thing, and it would be really sad if, for example, I read somebody's poem and then I missed to read another person's poem on the sunset and without the sunset. So for that reason, today I'm doing another kind of video without the sunset, and I'm going to read you guys' poems and I'm going to comment on those too. So the thing is that I asked you to submit poems answering the following question. If you could remember only one moment forever, which one would it be? And the answers were various and both in format, in content, and it was just amazing. And I'm gonna read those for you and you're gonna see. Also, if you wonder what this is, this is, instead of a card, like an access card, this is what I kind of put on in the elevator so that it takes me to work. Okay. I held your hand in mine for the first time, and that moment my entire world froze. The time wasn't ticking and my heart stopped beating, and then all of a sudden it started racing to match your heartbeat. I wish I could live in this moment forever and feel it time again until this heart stops beating. This is super romantic and sweet, and I loved it because first of all, it was incredibly romantic. Second of all, I saw the rhymes as well, and also it was cute because I could feel your emotions, like with every line. For example, you said that the time wasn't ticking, right? So your heart stopped beating, and I'm like, okay, so what's next? What's coming next? And I really, to be very honest with you, I really love stories like that, when you remember all the good times, when you want it to last forever, and when you really want to be in that relationship and that love story to begin with, to the extent that you really want to kind of relieve that moment or even keep that moment forever. Beautiful poem. This is a longer one. My heart's memories are frozen without beautiful thoughts of a precious love I cannot let go of. My heart hurts every time I try to accept. I will never be able to look into those ocean blue eyes of yours smiling at me like they used to. I will never be able to hold your hand again. I will never hear your sweet voice calling my name one more time. Long time ago, I gave my heart to someone special. We both couldn't get enough of dreaming a dream filled with love and happiness together. We both agreed we were brought to this world for each other. We loved together, we cried together, we held each other so we would never lose each other. God must have loved you more than I did when I opened my eyes and found my pillows soaked in tears of your love. You were gone. I will remember always one thing, the one memory that will always be with me, how much we loved each other. The candle in my heart will always burn in my heart for you. I would never swap you for any angel in heaven. In this world, you are my angel of love. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It got me so emotional because it felt like I was actually in that story. What was interesting is that sometimes it's really hard to capture a whole love story in one short poem. And actually, I struggle with that as well because I'm like, sometimes I really want to tell a huge, a long story, but in a few lines. And this is what Chetan did here. He was really, really amazing with his lines and words and storytelling because I couldn't get enough of this love story. I really want to know more. What was the background? Like, how did you meet? What happened? What was the reason? I know that the answers to those questions might be a little personal to you, but it's like romantic and beautiful, but also really sad because you've got the love that you've dreamed of. You got the love that is like out of this world, that is just amazing, what you asked for. And actually, both of the parties were so involved in that relationship and love, and you were doing everything. You insanely loved each other, and then that person was gone. And I can't imagine what you must have felt at that moment, if this is true, if this is a true story. And to be honest, I suppose this is. But the whole thing is that this is what I love about poetry. I don't know what's happening on my head, but this is what I love about poetry, is the fact that you can make people feel so much through your words. I haven't been in that story. I just got to know this person through my account, so it doesn't really mean that we really, really know each other, but it's like I've known that person and I've known that story. I've been in it, I've watched it, I've heard about it, and that's why I feel it. So it's really, really beautiful. Just for a moment, we'll let the world stand still, just for a moment or two till the sun goes down. Forget about everything and all we've been through, because in this moment it's just me and you. It doesn't have to last, no promise of tomorrow. Just take this moment we borrow, not a single regret, not a second thought. I'll steal this moment because it may be the last we've got. This is so beautiful, incredible, really, because it kind of reminds me of this feeling like this is, you have to live just looking at the now. Like, don't think about what happened in the past, don't think about what might happen in the future. It's just us, it's just me and you in this moment, and let's just take this time to appreciate each other, to love each other, to value, and kind of be each other's, you know. This is really beautiful and I loved it. I'm leaving the moment when time is melting in a cool breeze of winter. I whispered those 3 words in her ears, holding her soft palm, and the eyes met, and she told, "Try better next time." Oh, wow. Whoa. Guys, this one was so powerful. This one was really short and to the point, and it kind of, there comes a time when it really hits you. It's like you think that it's going to be the romantic poem that says like, I whispered the 3 words in her ears and she said like, "I love you too," or she said thank you, or I don't know, something like that, but not like try better next time. Wow. This actually, I feel like this is one of the poems that you should have in, for example, a class where you're teaching literature, to kind of show how a plot twist happens in poetry, and also to try and understand how many people have those different perceptions and interpretations of the same poem, because you start digging deeper and you're like, okay, so what happened? Why? Maybe this wasn't the right guy, maybe, I don't know, maybe something wrong happened before that. So wow, this is amazing. I'm really speechless. Moment of goodbye. How can I spell goodbye? even when my heart wants you? How can I live you, even when my lips cheer your name? All the memories are getting blurred with no sight of sharing giggles. Crying makes me tired now, when all the veracities have blown out. Can't ask you to stay forever, 'cause now I know you more than ever. Each part of you at the moment is graving underneath my heart. Bidding you goodbye is like holding the breath and unfolding the truth, which makes me crave for our another story. This is beautiful, and I feel like I keep saying that after every poem, but guys, really, I mean it. I really mean it when I say that it's beautiful, and I loved it because every poem has that beautiful style in it, and also the depth of Yol's poems is just mesmerizing. And I loved it because especially the first few lines absolutely got me. For example, how can I spell goodbye even when my heart wants you? How can I live you even when my lips cheer your name? It reminded me of a battle that is happening sometimes between the brains and the heart, and you're like, logically you understand that you should leave that person, but at the same time your heart is like, but how can I live this person if this happens or if that happens? So yeah, I really loved it because it was just amazing. Moment. Not sure which one was the best. The night you slept beside me, knowing it was our last together, or the morning I woke up in another city, hesitant if I'd ever meet you again. My heart broke, your voice choked, swayed in the lyrics, our hearts shivered. Tears kept rolling your cheek, but I didn't know how to forgive. So I kissed you our last goodbye. This one was really awesome, and let me tell you a small secret. Actually, my manager is following my account, and she's really active on my account. She always checks out the challenges going on, my poetry, and also when I'm doing a call for poems, she always reads your poems as well. And this was her favorite. When she read it, she's like, wow. The other day she even called me and she was like, she texted me, she's like, please check out this person's poem because it's really beautiful, you're gonna love it, feature them and everything. I'm like, I'm gonna read every poem and then I'm going to feature the poem itself. So just so you know, my manager said that your poem is her favorite. And also I loved it too because it's really sweet and it's really deep because again, it's like we want to know more. I need more context here to understand, like, why did you guys leave each other? And okay, so how do you feel now? Did this happen to you, or did you come to a conclusion like which one was better, which one was the best? Just like you started the first lines, right? So not sure which one was the best, and I'm like, so do you know what's best now? And I have millions of questions that I would love to ask you and to know more about this poem, about the situation, if it happened to you. And yeah, it's really beautiful. And what I love about poems like this one is that it's the fact that we don't really know much about the whole thing, which again brings us to asking some questions to ourselves because we can't actually know those answers ourselves. But also the fact that it kind of gives you that boost and spark to imagine what could have happened and what happened after this one, what happened next. So I really like this type of poems for that reason. And here I even fell for the line which said, I didn't know how to forgive, so I kissed you our last goodbye. Sometimes it's really hard to forgive, and I'm not even saying I'm really good at forgiving people, which might not be the best quality that I have, but it's really hard for me because if I'm hurt, it means that you meant so much to me, and it meant that I cared enough about you to be heard by what you did or said. So forgiving after that is really hard for me. I don't get really I don't really get pissed or sad or angry too much. So it means that if I do that, it means that there's a reason behind it. Obviously, I'm not shading anybody. I'm not saying that in other people's cases it's not like that, but still, I'm just talking about my own case when it's really, really sad for me to, hard for me to forgive some people if they hurt me deeply. Yeah, again, amazing, really beautiful lines. I remember the moment I laid my eyes on you. It wasn't just the way you looked that attracted me. It was the way you thought about things that I knew you were special. And that very moment I knew you were the one for me. I remember the moment that I first told you at the pier with all the crowd around, yet even in all the crowd, I could just see you by my side. From being strangers to being someone so close to you. I've only gotten to know you better and have fallen in love for so many reasons, and every reason different from each other. I remember the moment you met my parents and they said they were so proud of me for choosing you over anyone else, but they didn't know I choose you over and over again. It was never one single moment that made me fall in love with you, but a collection of those that I knew I'd want to spend my entire life with you. Oh God, this poem made me cry. Guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but there was this point where I could really feel myself choking because I really wanted to cry so bad. And the reason is because for me, this is the representation of true love, of like the most amazing and perfect love ever. Recently, I've had those thoughts a lot in my head when people fall for you and then they're like literally falling for your appearance or whatever they see. And this, actually, the poem, the lines that I saw, the first few lines, are the things that I'm actually asking and looking for love, in love, actually, which is, I remember the moment I laid my eyes on you. It wasn't just the way you looked. So the way it was phrased, like, it wasn't just the way you looked. Obviously, that's the first thing that you see in a person, right? Their appearance. And of course, you see the person's appearance the first thing when you kind of see them eye to eye, right? So you can't see their intelligence as such, but still, I loved it because it says, it wasn't just the way you looked that attracted me. It was the way you thought about things that I knew you were special. And that is one of the things that I'd love for my partner, future partner, to love about me, to really like about me. The way I think about things, the way I look at it, my perspective, my opinions, the way I feel about things, which I feel like is another type of connection and another way of attraction. That's a whole other world where you see that person doesn't just really think that you're beautiful and that you're cute and everything, because those things might pass with time. They might not pass, but still it feels like it's not constant. Like, tastes change, or you get older and everything changes about you. But the way that you look at things, it kind of comes with your personality as well. The way you look at things, the way you approach people, the way you talk to people, the way you behave, those are the things that no matter how much they change, there's something that's just you, and it's the thing that makes you really different from other people, and that's just what I loved about it. And also, I was in love with the lines when it's when he wrote, I remember the moment you met my parents and they said they were so proud of me for choosing you over anyone else. And I loved it because I guess this is a cultural thing as well, but in Armenia we've always had that thing that I don't think this is only relevant to our culture, but I've seen that a lot, especially in our culture, when people want to be acknowledged by their own parents and also the parents of the person they love. And it's always like, for example, when you're going to meet your boyfriend's parents, you always want to kind of leave a good impression on them. You want them to be proud of their son's decision, of them to say like, oh yeah, you did the right thing that you chose this girl because she's this and that, she's amazing, she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's talented, blah blah blah. So yeah, this was a really beautiful and deep line where you understand that, oh yeah, that's absolutely true. You'd want to be in that situation where your worth kind of get acknowledged by the parents of the person that you love as well. Obviously your worth doesn't depend only on that. I'm just saying that it's always really pleasant to be acknowledged by the people that you love and appreciate as well. And yeah, this was a magical poem. I fell for it. I just loved it. It's only a while ago you opened door to my world, but then heart felt something real when you said there's a connection you feel. I never believed on forever before, but then you become that forever for me to adore. Aww, so beautiful. The lines. This is so cute. The lines, the rhymes, the words, the word choice, like everything about this is so cute. And I love the relationships where those people break stereotypes in the most positive way. For example, I never believed in forever before, but now that you came into my life, you made me believe in that forever. And that's just isn't the best kind of love ever? Like, really, please answer in the comments below, and I'd be really interested to know what you think the best kind of love, the most magical kind of love for you is. So I loved it. I really, really loved it. Oh yeah, Miriam's poem. And this, I saw that Miriam wrote this poem in a slightly different manner. It's more of a narration, which I really loved, and you'll see why. Let me think of one beautiful moment. I journeyed once to Tenerife. It is an island where you can see that the world is round when you stand on its mountains. Its highest mountain is the place where you can see the Milky Way clearly and the universe feels close to you. And it is a place where my husband asked me to marry him under millions of dotted lights. And I travel further with my friends and family, accompanying me on a journey to the center of Italy, to a place where time stands still and every village looks like a castle from a fairy tale. There we got married, and there is a moment later that still feels connected to this thread of memories when more friends and more family members came to visit me there because it was my birthday. Since then, there's always one magical person, or more, accompanying me on my journeys, and I hold these moments close to my heart. Wow. It felt to me like a beautiful and incredible video when I just realized how many times I said beautiful in this video. Guys, I'm sorry. I hope you're not sick of me saying beautiful. It feels like I'm out of words because all of your poems are too amazing, and just you guys are so talented that I feel like I keep saying beautiful. I'm sorry for that. It kind of got on my nerves. Anyway, so what I was saying is that it felt to me like this was a video. Do you know those kinds of videos where you kind of get a glimpse of one person's life? Or for example, when you get a glimpse of their 3-month vacation. So, and a glimpse of an eye, like it's quickly the moments are going here and there, but you get the whole point. Oh, it also felt to me like a trailer of a romantic movie. I loved it. And I know Miriam for a long time, I can say, and we even have a video together here on my YouTube channel. If you want, you can check it out. And I know some things about her, but I haven't been on those events that she's talking about, like for example the marriage proposal, the marriage itself, and Thanks to this piece, I got the opportunity to be there. I got the opportunity to enjoy the whole atmosphere of like seeing her getting that proposal, and also kind of be in that friends and family category to be able to enjoy the romantic vibes of the whole moment. And I loved the whole thing because it felt like a really short book to me, or a trailer or a music video where I get to see the whole thing in a few minutes. Wow. So romantic. When the whole season I missed someone, it would be the only one moment that I could remember that makes me realize that my love is real. Short but so beautiful. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Why do I keep saying beautiful in this video? I'm sorry. Okay. Short but so deep and so wise and so relatable as well. It's the moment when you miss somebody and then you understand that the love is real, because otherwise, if you don't miss somebody, you're like, oh yeah, sadly enough, it means that I don't really have any kind of feelings for that person, whether it's romantic or not. If you don't miss the person, then that person doesn't even have a place in your heart and in your mind then. If I could only remember one moment forever, it will be the time I opened my eyes to see your beautiful face, to see the pain you went through just for me to be awake. Just that moment to know I was birthed by a beautiful, kind, sweet, loving, selfless angel. Just that moment for me to realize I'm a warrior because of your strength and resilience. Just that moment I love yous or thank yous can't be enough. Just that moment of love, light, and us. To my number one. I love you, Ma. Wow. I fell for this one. I knew this one was for your mom. I hope you show this to her, because I think that it would be the best gift in the world for that person. I'm sure of it, because if I were a mom and then I got this beautiful small message poem, I would be completely in love, and I think I would cry for days of happiness to kind of understand that my child brought this to me. And one of the most amazing lines of this poem was, just that moment, I love yous or thank yous can't be enough. Because the sentence is out of this world. Thank yous and I love yous are not enough. Yeah, it feels like from the perspective of a child, it's never enough, because you can't do the same thing that the parents are doing for you, especially our mothers, because they're giving birth and they're kind of having us for the 9 months, and then, you know, they're having some difficulties as well throughout the whole progress and throughout the whole period, and they're not complaining. They still love us after all of that. And no matter how much we want to give it back, it feels like you can't do it completely. And I know what you mean by these lines, like I love yous and thank yous are not enough, but also from the perspective of a parent. I'm not a parent myself, but if I thought about it for a second, I would be like, but you don't have to. You don't have to thank me that many times. And just saying I love you is completely enough for me. Just to know that you understand what I've been through, to be able to give you birth and to be able to give you all the things that you want and need is enough for me. Just hearing the fact that you love me and that you appreciate me is enough. You don't have to say thank you and I love you millions of times. And yeah, this was such an incredible poem. I hope you give it to her. If only now I could recall that touch, the fragrance of your perfume, the sound of your laughter that echoes in my ears, the sound of your rhythmic steps. Hand in hand, stars in the sky, we stroll together. I missed our walks alone in the night. When I see a smile, I can't help but think of you. I thought that love will last forever, but I was wrong. The moment you took your last breath, I went with you. Life is just a mirage. Why did you have to go away? Only now I recall my life is limited, but as the mighty one calls us one by one, the chain will link again. I cherished our moments together. Not longer me without you. I missed you. Wow. I feel like this poem is a little similar to the one that we read by Chetan, and I feel like both of those talk about the loss of their loved ones. If I'm not mistaken, that was just my interpretation. Let me know if I was wrong, but losing the one that you love is really, really hard, and I saw some positivity here as well. It's like it starts and is in a positive way, and then it goes a little dark, saying that that person has left you, but it comes back to the positive part, which is like we're still gonna meet each other in the future, which is the only thing that basically gives you hope whenever you lose the person you love. The fact that hopefully one day you'll be reunited, and hopefully one day you get to meet each other again and hug each other and just tell each other how much you've missed each other and how much you love being with that person. And these lines are the powerful things that keep our memories awake and keep our memories alive and that person alive. And that person is still alive in your poetry and through your poetry, which is an extremely awesome thing. And that is one of the main reasons why I really love writing, is because so many people and ideas and feelings can stay alive just because we write about those. So this is just a wow. For when we met for the first time, I felt something extremely unusual, that mesmerizing smile of yours, that down-to-earth kind of behavior. Oh, well, it's too hard for one to resist. For when the stars twinkle at times, I get reminded of you. How I wish I could let you know these unspoken words of my heart, wanting you for this life, needing you for the next one as well. My heart just longs for you, as I'm too fond of your existence, and you standing there brightly as ever. Gosh, I swear you're my forever, as my one-witted heart loves you dearly. Can you lend a chance instead of that little glance that flutters my heart quite easily? These poetic love lines are meant just for you. Though you won't adore me in your lifetime, I will keep adoring you for the rest of mine. This core that's obsessed with your thoughts is always in search of some finer verse to be heard better by you. And for when I hear your euphoric voice, I feel immense euphoria in my life. I guess I love you kind of madly and care for you quite dearly. How can you be this in love and write all of those things and sadly enough not get your love reciprocated? And honestly, it breaks my heart to know that you're the only one in that kind of love, because I feel your love through those lines, and it feels like whenever I was reading your poem, I was actually feeling the love around me, because it was so expressive, so touching and emotional, and it's beautiful. And I hope you mean it when you, oh, see, again, beautiful. We have to count the times where I said beautiful. No, or else I would be really mad at myself. So yeah, what I was saying is, it's sad when it comes to the moment where you're okay with being the only one in love. It might not be a relationship, but it still hurts your heart to kind of be the only one who likes the person and just not get those feelings reciprocated, because it's really, really hard. But still, it kind of, I try to find something positive in it, and the positive thing is that you always get to create these incredible, deep and emotional and genuine poems that serve as therapy for other people to read and to kind of either move on or just get comfort in your poem, which is an incredibly magical thing in my opinion. And I loved the whole thing, but I had favorite lines as well. Oh yeah, wanting you for this life, needing you for the next one as well. I love it. I really, really love it when you love the person so much that you're like, you're not enough for me in this life. I have to have you for the next life as well. And I feel like that's really romantic, and that's just the sweetest thing to say to somebody. I don't know. I would love to hear something like that. So, yeah, I love this. Warmth around my waist, the way your words deliver, the pride of haste. Can't refrain from getting drunk from your voice. Sad my ears are weak to hear you speak again. Your dark eyes, I desperately seek. Eyes that made the poison of the demise of broken fate, which I was sedated, like how I was back then when life still hasn't performed its mocking flout. I still think of how it was every second I spent without. And also this person wrote, it was a freestyle and I didn't realize it got this lengthy. Sorry. Oh no, don't be sorry. I didn't put a limit. The only reason I say I mentioned that it has to be a short poem is that because, for example, now the video is pretty long, and sometimes people, they get annoyed by long videos. Let me put it this way, they don't really want to watch longer videos. If not, I'm always okay with reading for a very long time and just discussing your poems with you guys. So don't be sorry, please, because this is not long, and this is also an awesome poem. And let me just get to the interpretation and the whole discussion as well. The whole thing was so descriptive. It feels like I could imagine every single detail, because it talks about the warmth around the waist, the words, the voice, the dark eyes, and the whole emotional thing. What I loved about this is that it feels like every single detail was mentioned, and then we saw the emotional and the physical effect that it had on the speaker. It's like, your eyes that I saw did this to me, your voice that did this to my ears. And this comparison and parallel is like going from one point of view to another one when reading a book. There are books which have a few different points of view, right? So you're looking at the same situation from different points of view, and that is just the best thing in the world, because sometimes I wish I could do that in real life as well. So I feel like we get to do this through your poem. For example, like the way your words deliver, deprived of haste, can't refrain from getting drunk from your voice, said my ears are weak to hear you speak again. And it kind of helps us imagine the whole thing you're going through when meeting that person. It's sometimes, it feels like it's the situation when, for example, you know that your friend likes somebody, and then you see them meet their crush, and you're like, I know what's happening inside of you at this moment. So that gave me that kind of feeling. And the last one for today. I read this somewhere, but makes sense. It carried a scent I'll never forget, along with a memory that I'll never regret. I love this as kind of the last poem for today, because after all, I feel like the more I read about the moments you guys would never want to forget, I realized that all of you didn't even regret those moments. And what I'm saying is, like, we see that in this poem as well, right? So let me read it. Along with a memory that I'll never regret. I love it that sometimes there are moments in our lives that they might not have been the best moments in our lives, but we still want to remember those, and we still don't regret those. And it's just one of the mysteries and just, you know, miraculous things about the human nature, is that sometimes you really hurt in that moment, or it was really hard for you, but there are still moments that you really want to remember, and you never regret those poems at those moments, because even if it hurt you, it made you into the person that you are now. So I also loved the scent part, because I know, and I'm pretty sure that scents carry memories, that's for sure, especially for me. I usually get headaches from different scents and from, I would say, almost everything, but no matter, despite that fact, there are so many scents that awaken different memories in me that I didn't even have, that I didn't even think I had before. So those things make me feel alive, and that something incredibly magical is happening, because it's not like you did it on purpose. It just like came with the scent, and it could be about this as well. I have a few interpretations of this short poem, and I'm not sure which one is accurate. And I think, again, this is one of the beautiful things about poetry, is that you can really interpret that in many different ways. And that is what you guys kind of gave me the opportunity to do by leaving your poems in the comments, and I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, this one was incredible as well. And just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you for trusting your poetry. And I'm always saying trusting your poetry, because whenever I write something, it feels like it's my child, and I'm really conscious about giving it to the world to kind of interpret and read and understand and, you know, go through even. So thank you for trusting your poems, and thank you for giving me the opportunity and the ability to read your poems out loud, to share those with other people as well, and to also interpret and discuss those with you. I had a huge pleasure doing it, and yeah, just a huge thank you to you. A huge thank you to you, and please just always stay as talented as you are now, because I'm really mesmerized by all of your poems. They're just wow. They get everybody mesmerized and speechless, and I'm sure that these things should really be discussed when studying literature at universities or schools, because it really is amazing, and I'm in love with it. Thank you so much, and I hope you loved the video, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.